Hello dear students, welcome to third lecture of Introduction to Financial Derivatives. This is the third lecture. In this lecture, we are going to discuss what is exchange traded and OTC derivatives and the needs and importance of derivatives, uses and economic functions of derivatives, and what are the criticisms and the risk involved in the derivatives. So what is the derivatives? The derivatives is a financial instruments whose values depends upon value of an underlying asset. Here we are going to discuss the concept of the exchange traded and OTC derivatives in detail. Okay, what is a exchange traded and OTC derivative? On the basis of trading mechanism, the derivatives are classified into one is the OTC derivative, another one is exchange traded derivatives. The first one is OTC derivative. In OTC derivative, the transaction between the buyer and seller, there is no intermediary, there is no regulator, there is no exchange for controlling transaction in between the buyers and the sellers. So this category of the derivative is known as OTC derivative. And here there is a financial contract that does not trade on an exchange. This category of the contract that not traded in the exchange is known as OTC derivatives. And for example, the forward contracts. In a forward contract, there is only the buyer and seller. There is no intermediary in between the buyer and seller. That means there is no exchange between the buyers and the sellers. So it is known as here the OTC contract or the OTC derivative. That means there is no or the any exchange or any asset exchange for controlling any transaction between the buyer and seller is known as the OTC derivatives. And second one is exchange traded derivatives. In exchange traded derivatives, all the transaction between the buyers and sellers are controlled by a particular exchange. That means here there is a regulatory exchange is essential. In between the buyer and seller, the intermediary. The intermediary is known as your exchange. That means all transactions are conducted through the recognized exchange or regulated exchange. This category of the derivatives is known as the exchange traded derivatives. For example, future contract. Normally future contracts are traded in exchange. So these are all transactions in the future contracts are traded on the recognized exchange. The future contract is one of the important example regarding the exchange traded derivative. Okay. You are going to discuss what are the important advantages and the limitations regarding the OTC derivative. And there is a lot of advantages and the limitations are relating with the OTC derivative. We are discussing the first advantage of the OTC derivative. The first important advantage of the derivative, OTC derivative, is a customized. OTC derivative is a customized format. There is no standardized format. All transactions can be executed at any time. So that is a customized format. And another one is very simple. There is a very simple transaction between the buyer and seller, can easily operate any time. So it's very simple. And third one, limitless flexibility. That means there is no rigidity in any transactions. It is ensuring the flexibility in your contract design. Okay, these are the important advantages are relating with the OTC derivative. The OTC derivative is always is a customized format and very simple and limitless flexibility can enjoy through your OTC derivatives. And what are the disadvantages? One of the important disadvantages is there is difficult to find the matching party because here there is no intermediary. There is no intermediary in between the buyers and sellers. Therefore, it is very difficult to find the matching parties for exchanging your contract. That's the first drawback because there is no intermediary in between the buyers and the sellers. And second, there is a credit risk. Credit risk means one of the parties of the contract may fail to honor the obligation. There is no obligation to honor. There may be chance for the difficulties to executing the contract. There is a possibility of the credit risk in the OTC derivative. What is the credit risk? It means one of the parties of the contract may fail to honor the obligations. The term is known as a credit risk. There is a possibility for the credit risk. And the transaction costs are very high. Sometimes the transaction costs are very high. Because there is no exchange, the transaction cost may be increased. And another one is there is a skewed pricing, two parties not equally strong. And two, there is a chance for the skewed pricing. That means manipulated pricings are possible in case of the OTC derivatives. There is a skewed pricing as two parties are not equally strong. And these are the drawbacks regarding the OTC derivatives. Okay, these are the advantages and the limitations. And similarly, your exchange traded derivative, that's the advantages and the limitations. And what are the advantages and the limitations regarding the exchange traded derivatives? In exchange traded derivative, all transactions are executed with help of a recognized exchange or standardized exchange. And what are the important advantages regarding the exchange traded derivative? One of the important advantages is standardized financial contract. Your exchange traded derivative is a standardized financial contract. All the transactions are settled through the clearinghouse. The clearinghouse is known as the exchange. So it is a standardized financial contract. Another one, a key feature of the exchange traded derivative that attract the investors in they are guaranteed the clearinghouse, because this category of the derivatives are always attracting the investors because there is a clearinghouses. The clearinghouses the exchange is the clearinghouse. Exchange is the intermediary. Any clearinghouses are available in case of exchange traded derivative, like the option clearing corporations or the CTFC, reducing the product risk. So the clearinghouse is available in case of the exchange traded derivative. And third advantage is it is listed on exchange. Exchange traded derivative are always listed. What is listed? Enrolling the name in the stock exchange. So it is all listed exchanges. Exchange traded derivatives is always listed exchanges. Listed exchange use here. And transaction are transparently nominal because there is a regulations. So transaction cost is transparent and very nominal because there is a regulation in respect of the exchange traded derivative. Okay, these are the advantages regarding your exchange traded derivative. As a standardized format, and there is in attracting the investors, and there is a listed exchange, and there is a transaction cost and transparent. The transaction cost is very transparent and the nominal. About a drawback, sometimes there is a less flexibility as compared to the OTC. It's less flexible because there is a proper rules and regulations regarding your exchange traded derivative. So it's a less flexible, little flexible. That means rigidity. There is not customized format. That means it's always standardized format. It's not changing according to the discretion of the customers. That's one of the important drawbacks. And the OTC can be changed according to the discretion of the customers. But your exchange traded derivatives are not changed according to the discretion of the customers. There is another important drawback regarding the exchange traded derivative. Okay, these are the limitations regarding the exchange traded derivative. Okay, and these are two important derivatives as point of the trading mechanism. One is the OTC derivative, another one is exchange traded derivative. These are advantages and disadvantages regarding the OTC derivatives and the exchange traded derivatives. Okay, and after the differences between the OTC and the exchange traded, have you already familiar the advantages and the limitations? And let us discuss what are the basic difference between the OTC and the exchange traded derivative. The first one, exchange traded derivatives are centralized one because it's regulated by an exchange. It's a centralized format. On other hand, OTC is always decentralized because a customized format. So there is a decentralization. The decentralization are enjoying the OTC, but centralization is enjoying the exchange traded because controlled by the exchange. And another drawback, the exchange traded derivatives are standardized format. Exchange traded derivatives are always standardized, but the OTC derivatives are customized. And OTC derivatives are the customized because it's a changes according to the discretion of the customers. So there is a customized format. And in OTC market, there is high degree of the counterparty risk. There is a possibility for the counterparty risk because it's difficult to find the matching parties in case of the OTC. But in case the counterparty risk are not arises because there is an exchange. The question of the counterparty risk is barely arise in your exchange traded derivative. There are third differences between your exchange traded and the OTC derivative. In exchange derivative, it's always open market. Exchange trade always open market. Another hand, OTC market are the transaction held with the counterparties only, because this is not an open market. It's a closed to market. That means all transaction with you the counterparties only. Your exchange traded derivative is the open market, but the OTC is not an open market. That means all transaction held with the counterparties only. That's another difference between the OTC and the exchange traded derivative. And the last one, the transaction costs are lower in OTC market. Sometimes the transaction costs are lower. On the other hand, transaction costs is higher in the exchange rate. Exchange rate, there is a possibility for the increasing the transaction cost, but the transaction costs are lower in case of the OTC market. These are the basic differences between the OTC and the exchange traded derivative. So once again, your exchange traded derivative is centralized, but OTC is a decentralized. Exchange rate is standardized, OTC is customized. In OTC, there is chance for the counterparty risk, but in case of exchange, there is a counterparty risk barely arises. Exchange rate is always open market, but the OTC is always a relation with the counterparties only. The transaction costs are lower in the OTC market, but it is higher in case the exchange traded market. And these are the basic differences between the exchange traded derivatives and the OTC derivative. Okay, and after that, the need and importance of the derivatives. What is the derivatives? The derivatives are the financial instrument whose value depends upon value of an underlying asset. That means the stock, the bond, debentures, currency, or the underlying asset. Here we are discussing what are the needs and the importance of the derivatives. The first important need is the hedging of the risk exposure. Hedging means it's reducing the risk. Reducing the risk, the aim is known as the hedging. The derivatives are always useful for reducing the risk in any transaction with the help of underlying asset. So it is always related to the underlying asset. So you can reduce the risk in any transaction with help of the derivative. So this is one of the importance of the derivatives, hedging of the risk exposure. Okay, and second one is the underlying asset price determination. The derivatives are very useful for the determining the underlying asset price. The price is fixed based on the rules. That means the demand and supply. So derivatives very frequently determine the price of any underlying asset, like the currency or the gold or the pepper or the share. If any underlying asset, this underlying asset price can be easily fixed with help of the derivative. The underlying asset is a price determination, always help to determine the price of a underlying asset. And third importance is market efficiency. It considered that the derivatives increase efficiency in the financial market. By using derivative contract, one can replicate any payoff for your asset. That means it's increasing the efficiency in the financial market. The financial market is a market where the financial transactions are taking place. That means buying and selling of the financial instrument. So with help of the derivative, your market efficiency can be improved. There is another importance of the derivative. The market efficiency can be improved. And fourth one is accessible to the unavailable asset to the markets. That means with the help of the derivative, one can purchase any assets through the recognized exchange. So by employing the interest rate swap, company obtain more favorable interest rate relative with interest rate available from the borrowing. That means a lot of the facilities are available in the derivative. The swap, this means exchanging the cash inflow. So can be access any available asset or any markets through the derivative. So it's help to assess the unavailable assets or the market. That's another importance of the derivative. കാരണം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് റേറ്റ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വേറൊരു കൺട്രിയിൽ നിന്ന് വാങ്ങിച്ച് വേറെ ലോൺ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രൊവിഷൻസ് നമുക്ക് ഡെറിവേറ്റീവിൽ കാണാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഏത് മാർക്കറ്റിൽ അസസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു എലമെന്റ് ആണ് നമ്മുടെ ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ്സ്. ബിക്കോസ് സാപ്പ് ഈസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദി ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് എക്സാമ്പിൾ. exchanging the cash inflows between the persons. Okay, these are the need and importance of the derivative. Okay, once again, the first one, hedging the risk exposure, that means reducing the risk in the transactions, and underlying asset price determination, market efficiency, accessible to the unavailable assets of the market. These are the need and importance of the term the financial derivatives. Okay, and now what are the uses and economic functions of the derivative? What are the uses and economic function? A use of the derivative, the first one, risk management. One of the important use of the derivative is a risk manager. That's managing the risk in the transaction. That's managing the risk or the risk management. We can use a derivative and you can control and manage the risk in any transaction. That's the first important use of the derivatives. And second, income generations. You can reduce the risk and increase your earnings with help of the derivative. The risks are reduced and simultaneously the earnings are generated. So income generation is possible with help of the derivative. The buying a particular asset when the price are very low, and selling a particular asset when the asset price is increased. ഒരു ഷെയർ പ്രൈസ് താഴ്ന്നിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഒരു ഷെയർ വാങ്ങിച്ച് അത് വിൽക്കാനുള്ള പ്രൊവിഷൻസും ഡെറിവേറ്റീവിൽ കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. സോ ഇൻകം ജനറേഷൻസ് അനദർ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് യൂസ് ഓഫ് ദ derivatives. And another one is trading efficiency. The financial derivative also ensure the trading efficiency because can be easily trade your security at your convenient times. So the trading efficiency, that means everything is controlled by the exchange sometimes. So can be easily trade any derivative, any underlying asset at any time in a particular market. So trading efficiency, that's another important use of the financial derivative. Another one is achieving the investment's goal. The financial derivative is always helped achieving the investor's goal or investment's goal. Maximization of the profit, minimization of the losses can be achieved with the help of the derivatives. So the achievement of the investment goal. Another one is reduce the transaction cost. The financial derivatives are very transparent and simultaneously can be reduced out of the transaction cost. The paperless transactions are possible with the help of the derivative. So you can easily reduce the transaction cost. Another one is financial engineering, that means application of the new financial techniques. That means the Markowitz model, new theories can be used for the benefit of the derivative. That means also facilitating the financial engineering. These are the important uses regarding the financial derivative. One is risk management, another one is income generation, trading efficiency, achievement of investment goal, reduce the transaction cost, financial engineering. And these are the uses of the financial derivatives. What are the economic function? And simultaneously, what are the economic functions of derivative contracts? Okay, the first important economic function is the risk management function. The risk management function, that's one of the important economic function. But the risk means uncertainty happening in future. With the help of the derivative, you can be able to reduce, mitigate your risk. So the risk management function is one of the important economic function of the derivative. So managing the risk in the transition. Another one is price discovery. You already discussed the income generation, discovery of the price. The buying and selling is always promoting the price of the particular commodity or the particular asset. So price discovery, suppose the gold price fixation with the help of the buying and selling. So the price discovery is another important function of the derivative. And another one, liquidity function. Liquidity means able to convert into cash. You can easily convert the stock into the cash whenever you want. That means convertibility. So the derivative is always providing the function, the liquidity. It is easy to convert into cash. That's the liquidity function. Then efficiency function. That means the market are efficient. Trading efficiency. That's another important function. That's ensuring the trading efficiency. That's efficiency function. Because all traders are controlled by the regulated exchange. That's the efficiency function. And portfolio management. We can use different combination of the currency, interest rate, stocks and index for the purpose of the trading. So we can maintain an effective portfolio with help of the derivative. The portfolio management function. That's another important function of the derivative. That's a portfolio management. And last one is economic development function. The derivative is always mitigate the risk, economic risk, the interest rate, inflation risk can be controlled with help of the derivative. So it is one of the important economic development function that's improve the savings of the people, and also savings lead to the investments. So they are sacrificing the consumption for the future. This is one of the important economic function. Okay, these are the economic functions of derivative contract. The first one is risk management function, price discovery, the liquidity, efficiency, portfolio management, and economic development function. These are the important functions regarding the derivative. And these are the uses and the economic functions of the derivatives. Okay, and after that, what are the important criticism? Criticism is some misuses of the derivative. Let us discuss about the criticism regarding the derivative. The first criticism is speculation or gambling. And sometimes the derivative is promoting the gambling, speculation. Some persons are using the derivatives only for the profit, like the hedgers, speculators. They are using the short-term games. They are not investors, they are always expecting the profit from the transaction. So sometimes it's also promoting the speculations and the gambling. So the trading hurt the market efficiency, and this category of the trading is always hurt the efficiency of the market or the market efficiency in the long run. That's the first important drawback or the criticism of the derivative, is promoting the speculation and gambling. And another one is destabilization of the systematic risk. That means systematic risk, that means it's an uncontrollable category of the risk. Suppose inflation, interest rate, you can't control properly the systematic risk. The lower transaction cost, lower capital requirement encourages speculators to enter the highly leveraged position. But destabilization and systematic risk, that means you can't avoid the systematic risk with the help of the derivative. That means suppose interest rate, inflation risk, that means you can't properly predict the interest rate and inflation risk. So, and another one, a low transaction cost, a low capital requirement maybe encourage speculators. In case of the derivative, there's a low transaction cost and low capital requirement, and this will encourage speculators enter into high leveraged position. There's a chance for the destabilization. There's another drawback, that's a destabilization and the systematic risk. Okay, another one, complicity. Sometimes some investors criticize derivatives for being too complex and based on the models that are far from the reality. Some experts argue that some model theories are not in a reality. So complicity is application of the derivative. Some complicities are existing when you use the derivative. So the third important drawback is a complicity. Another one is increased volatility. That means market changing so fast. As speculative tendencies are always existing in the market. There's extreme volatility. That means extreme changes are happened in the market, derivative market. That means increasing the volatility. That means the huge changes are happened in the market. That's another increasing the volatility. And another increase of bankruptcy. Bankruptcy, that means it is a small change in the price can lead to the large gain or losses. That is small change in the price lead to large gain and losses. ഒരു സ്റ്റോക്ക് വാങ്ങിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ബണ്ടിലായിട്ടാണ് വാങ്ങിക്കുക. 100-200 ഒരു ബണ്ടിൽ വാങ്ങിക്കുക. അതിന്റെ പ്രൈസ് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 100 രൂപ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നോർമലി 20,000 മുടക്കിയിട്ട് വേണം ഒരു ബണ്ടിൽ എടുക്കാൻ. 2 രൂപ പോവാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കലി 500, 300, 400 രൂപയ്ക്ക് നഷ്ടപ്പെടാം. സോ ഇൻഹെറന്റ് ലിവറേജ് ഡീവിയേഷൻ മേ വെരി ഈസിലി കോസ് എ ബാങ്ക്രപ്സി. അപ്പൊ ഇതുകൊണ്ട് പല ആൾക്കാരും പാപ്പറാം സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ്, പൈസ നഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെയും ഡെറിവേറ്റീവിൽ സംഭവിക്കാറുണ്ട്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഇൻക്രീസ് ദ ബാങ്ക്രപ്സി. Okay, another one is increase the regulatory burden. There will be more burden for the government or regulatory authorities control over this dangerous activity. Sometimes the SEBI is controlling the derivative market nowadays, and SEBI is sometimes taking certain is feel that's like a burden to impose rules and regulation to control the activities, dangerous activities of the transaction. So it's increasing the regulatory burdens, and sometimes SEBI ഒരുപാട് rules regulations create ചെയ്യും ഇങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് റെഗുലേഷൻസ് വരുന്തോറും ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ താല്പര്യം നഷ്ടപ്പെടാം. ദർ ഇസ് എ പോസിബിലിറ്റി ഇൻക്രീസിംഗ് ദ റെഗുലേറ്ററി ബർഡൻ. And the last one is the instability of the financial system. It is argued that derivatives would increase the risk, not only their users but also the finance system. There is some arguments the derivatives would increase the risk, would increasing the risk not only for the users but also for the finance system. The financial strength is fixed with help of the derivative. Sometimes the derivatives are going the wrong way, it will be negatively affecting you the finance system. So that's instability of the finance system. These are the criticisms, misuse of the derivative. One is speculation, gambling. Sometimes the derivatives promote speculations and gambling. Then destabilization and the systematic complicity and the increase in the volatility, increase the bankrupts, increase the regulatory burden and instability of the finance system. These are the important drawbacks regarding your the derivatives. And finally, what are the risk involved in the derivative? Already we have a lot of the risk. We are discussing what the important risks are relating with your the derivative. One of the important is the commodity risk. The commodity risk means the change in the price of the commodity. That means rubber, pepper, gold price are changing very fast. Rapid changes in the commodity price. So there may be possibility for the commodity risk in the derivative market. The business that may buy commodity in the future exposed to risk for rapid increase of price that commodity. That means there's possibility for the change in the commodity price. There's a flexible. There's not a flexibility. It can be volatile sometimes. So there's a possibility of the commodity risk relating with the derivative. That change in the price of the gold, pepper, silver. That is a commodity risk. And the stock market risk. Stock indexes are moving very fast. Stock market is the NSE index, BSE index are changing very fast. Stock market point, the high volatility is existing. This increase in the risk because of the changing the stock market price. Stock share invest share price stock market risk. Second one, stock market risk. And third one is interest rate risk. Interest rate, fixed rate, floating rate, bank RBI rate of interest change. Bond interest rate interest rate കിട്ടുമെന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷയാണ് ബോണ്ട് വാങ്ങിക്കുന്നത്. ചില ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് റേറ്റിന്റെ ഫ്ലക്ച്വേഷൻസ് നമ്മളെ ഇതിനെ പലപ്പോഴും നെഗറ്റീവായിട്ട് ബാധിക്കാറുണ്ട്. ഫിക്സഡ് റേറ്റുകളും ഫ്ലോട്ടിംഗ് റേറ്റുകളും അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും ഇപ്പൊ ബാങ്കിലാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും ചേഞ്ചസ് വരുന്നു. ദർ ഇസ് എ പോസിബിലിറ്റി ഫോർ ദ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് റേറ്റ് റിസ്ക്. And another one, credit risk. The credit risk in the market, perception of company, probable default. An investor expose the credits if they are on a company debts. അല്ലെ പലപ്പോഴും ഒരു ഇൻവെസ്റ്റർ ഒരു ബോണ്ട് വാങ്ങിക്കുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്ന ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് റേറ്റ് കിട്ടുന്ന വെച്ചിട്ടാണ്. പക്ഷെ നോർമലി ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് റേറ്റ് കിട്ടാണ്ടായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവർ നമ്മൾ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് റിസ്ക് ഉണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ ഒരു കമ്പനി ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തേക്കണം ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഗവൺമെന്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റി ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഗവൺമെന്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റി ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത കാര്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് മീൻസ് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടുന്ന പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ച ഗവൺമെന്റ് സെക്യൂരിറ്റിയിൽ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. പക്ഷെ അവിടെ നമുക്ക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടാണ്ട് വന്നാൽ അവിടെ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് റിസ്ക് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് ആർ എക്സ്പോസ്ഡ് ടു ക്രെഡിറ്റ് റിസ്ക് ഇഫ് ദേ ഓൺ കമ്പനി ഡെപ്റ്റ്. ദർ ഇസ് എ പോസിബിലിറ്റി ഫോർ ദ credit risk. And another one is operation risk. That means inadequate control. Inadequate control lead to the operation risk. That means the deficiency, deficient procedures, human error, system failure, fraud. It's possible. All are existing in the derivative. There's a possibility for the operation risk. The fifth one is the operation risk. That's another important risk relating with the derivative. There's the operational risk. The last one is liquidity risk. That means hence liquidity means this is convertibility. More derivative customized instrument. Hence they may be exhibit substantial liquidity risk. ചില സിറ്റുവേഷൻ നമ്മൾ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് അത് വിൽക്കാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല. വിൽക്കാൻ റൂൾസ് റെഗുലേഷൻസ് അങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ ലിക്വിഡിറ്റി പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് നമുക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുകൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള പോസിബിലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ ദ ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് ദ റിസ്ക് ഈസ് നോൺ ആസ് യുവർ ദ liquidity risk. Okay, and these are the important types of the risk related with the derivative. There is a commodity risk, that's commodity point of stock market point of view, share market point, there is a risk, stock market, interest rate point, there is interest rate risk, credit point of view, there is a risk, there is credit risk, operation point of risk is an operation risk, and the sixth one, liquidity point of view, the risk is known as the liquidity risk. Okay, these are the important risks are involved in the derivative. Okay, let me conclude. The first we discuss the concept of the OTC derivatives and the exchange traded derivative. What is OTC derivatives? That means traded without an exchange. You are conducting trade without an exchange. This is known as OTC derivative. An exchange traded derivative means all traded transit through the particular exchange. That is the exchange traded derivative. These are the advantages of the disadvantages of OTC derivative. An advantage and the disadvantage exchange traded derivatives. The differences between the OTC and the exchange traded derivative. One is centralized and the decentralized is standardized format, customized format. The chance for the counterparty risk and it's not rarely arises. There's one is open market and the deal with the counterparty risk. A transaction cost is lower in case of OTC, transaction cost higher in the exchange traded derivative. Okay, these are differences related to the OTC and the exchange traded derivatives. Now the need and importance of the derivative and uses and economic functions of derivative, criticisms regarding your misuse of the derivative, and finally the risk involved in the derivative. There is commodity risk, stock market risk, interest rate risk, credit risk, operation risk, and the liquidity risk. Also, this risk means always uncertainty is happening in future, and derivative point of view there is a lot of uncertainty. So as an investor must take a lot of precautions to control your risk relating with your the derivatives. Okay, anyway, thank you so much, and thank you for watching me.